Hi, everyone. It's great to get to spend some time with you. I'm Mike Mazzei, the CEO of Trinity Strategic Wealth, and I'm so pleased we get to spend some time with one of our business partners and one of the top financial planners in the country, Derrick Sands. We're going to be talking about another money method today that we hope is helpful for your kids or your grandkids. We call it money method number four. um, Never buy a new car, always buy a used car, which is a strange money method because we've got some unusual circumstances that have changed the dynamics a little bit. And so we're going to get some good input from Derek right now. And hopefully, this will be good information for you and people that you care about. So, uh, Derek, historically, when you and I have talked to kids or uh, grandkids of clients, and they've asked us, "Do I buy a new car or do I buy a used car?" We've generally said, try to buy something that's 1 or 2 years old because there's this massive amount of depreciation in the value of the car when uh, they drive it, off the lot. Why is that? Why has that generally been a rule, even though we'll get to the sort of the newer dynamics in a little bit?
Sure. Well, buying a car is like any other financial decision.
Hmm.
So, as you're well aware, Mike, we try to help people to arrange their finances commensurate with whatever their long-term goals are.
Hmm.
And a car is a great first start for a young man, young lady who are coming out of college, getting a new job, and just understanding that the resale value does drop on a new car traditionally.
Hmm.
And so, even though a car is not an investment, it's still a commitment of dollars and
Right.
has a long-term value proposition as a result.
Hmm.
Um, the thing that we have come to recognize recently is the used car market, the inventory of used cars has greatly diminished after COVID for a number of reasons. And that's changed the value proposition. It's also changed as the interest rates have gone up because the
Right.
interest rates to buy a used car are considerably higher than a new car in many cases.
So you and I have friends and clients that are car dealers,
Yeah.
and they have taught us in the past that the depreciation when the car goes off the lot, sometimes 10 to 30% in that
Sure.
first year. And when you're talking about 25, 35, $50,000 expenses, that's a huge financial loss. But now all of a sudden, why is it that the used cars are so much more expensive, which in effect means there's been less depreciation when you drive them off the lot? And, some of our friends in the industry are saying things have changed.
Yeah. So, without going through all the detail, when we went through COVID, the car dealers often buy used cars, for instance, from rental companies.
Hmm.
And that market dried up over COVID, and it's been hard for them to rebuild. They are rebuilding, by the way, it is happening,
Hmm.
but it reduced the available cars that the car dealers then could buy. That were those nice 1 to 2 year old cars with
Hmm.
reasonable miles that still had a warranty, and they just don't have as many. And in visiting with one of our car dealer clients recently, even at auction, they're having to pay top dollar for a car.
Wow.
Or on a trade-in, they're giving more than they would like to,
Hmm.
and they've got to make money. So then they have to market the margins to recover that. So it's just been difficult for them.
You're aware that, my kids, the triplets, are 25. One of them lives out of state.
Mhm.
It's time to replace her car that I bought her in high school, which was 2 years old
Yeah.
at the time. So now it's even older. Uh, and I think it's a 2013, fairly decent, small size truck, but she is due to get it replaced.
Sure.
Um, what would your suggestions be for her in making, kind of a wise decision? Because she's a professional now. She's moving on to that next phase of life. She's got to buy her own car versus, I bought that one for her in 2016.
Well, We would start with a cash flow analysis and find out how much money she has available to commit both to a down payment
Mm-hmm.
and to a monthly payment. So we know what the
Right.
parameters are that she could comfortably afford.
Good.
And then probably would compare the cost if we could find that 1 or 2 year old car to a
Mm-hmm.
new car. Interestingly, in the new car world currently, some of the dealers are offering 0% financing as opposed to the 5, 6, 7% that you're going to have to pay the bank on a used car, generally speaking.
Right.
So it's possible that we might have a payment on a new car with a new car warranty that we knew the vehicle's history that wasn't that far off from what we were going to pay on the 1 or 2 year old car.
Amazing.
And also as a dad of daughters,
Mm-hmm.
especially a daughter who's out of state, the
Mm-hmm.
idea of having warranty and service and shouldn't have any mechanical breakdown issues for a new
Maintenance is a
car
big deal.
is a big deal. So there
Yeah.
may be the advantage at this period of time to actually buying the new car.
Yeah. Why are there also some of these dealer incentives, right now on their new cars that are bringing the price down versus these higher prices that they have to pay at auction to have a used car inventory?
Yeah, so again, since I'm not the expert, I talked to one
Mm-hmm.
of our experts who is a longtime dealer. And what he was helping me understand is the manufacturers got behind again during COVID
Mm-hmm.
and have had to ramp up. Well, now they're fully staffed, pumping out lots of inventory, and some of them got ahead of themselves. And if
Okay.
you'll read some of the news, particularly some of the models in specific, they're over inventory. They have more inventory in some of those models than they want.
Good for buyers.
Back to supply and demand, same
Okay.
answer. Same reason the used cars are more expensive. It's why the new cars are less expensive. Supply and demand.
It's a good time for my daughter. She's got some decent options.
Does.
Selfishly speaking, what about me? Now that I've, gotten 5 kids through college,
That's
is it
right.
a good time for me to buy a sports car?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Noel's going to let me buy a sports car,
No.
but it would be nice. Why haven't I seen you drive a sports car yet? You got a pretty nice car, but it's a good market for you to get a
It
sports
is.
car.
We shouldn't have this conversation today. My
Okay.
car's 9 years old and
Okay.
it's time to replace it.
All right. Well, we hope that's some valuable information. Again, the reason we do this is to just share some practical financial planning advice with or for your kids and your grandkids. And as always, when you or they want to dig a little bit deeper into their individual situation, like Derek has said, we're happy to talk with them or have a short financial planning session with them anytime. So have a great day. We're signing off for Money Method number 4. Thanks for your time.